the most entertaining man in boxing.
Woo! What's good? What's good, y'all?
What's going on, champ? What's going on, man? Happy to finally get you on. You know I've been trying to have you on the show for a minute, man. First and foremost, congratulations on the win over Adrian Broner. And yeah, man, how you feeling?
I feel great, man. It's just been a wonderful time. Just enjoying life as it comes, and as it comes is what it is, you know. So like the thing is, when when things don't go as planned, most times it's because there's things that should be happening that's not happening. So God will always make a way somehow, some way.
So let's get some things out in the open here. Did Eddie Hearn and Matchroom send you an offer to face Jaron Ennis in Philadelphia for November?
No, I wish they would.
Okay, so they didn't even use you as an option. Did you hear about the failed negotiations between the Normans and the Ennis and Matchroom team?
Yes, I did.
What was your thoughts? Obviously, that negotiation became very public, and it was made well aware on this show. We had the manager, the father, the son. There was a lot of back and forth, a lot of offers and counter offers. Ultimately, they walked away from $1.7 million to face Jaron in Philadelphia, the Lions Den. And we know Jaron did do 14,100 tickets his last fight. This would have been for a unification. We have to assume they would have sold more than that. Is that something you would have done? You would have gone to the backyard for that amount of money in front of all those people rooting against you? Do you think the Normans dropped the ball, ultimately, is the question?
No, I don't think they dropped the ball because I think somewhere along the line they might be able to get that shot again. But asking for probably too much at a time where like all they have is just fight is to promote the fight and maybe a belt. But yeah, it's regardless. They like the promotion will have to do all the heavy lifting of promoting the fight. Jaron Ennis, he's doing a really good job with promoting, well, being part of the whole Philly movement and everything. But no, I don't think that will be a back in his backyard type of fight. It'll be in my backyard as well, because I'm from Philly as well. So it'll be very interesting how that clash would happen if they gathered
I
up
mean, but
enough
do you
courage.
really think you will receive the amount of love? Because you left. You left. He's there. He brought the big fight back to town. Nobody,
Mm.
Danny hasn't done that. Bernard hasn't done that. No one's done 14,000. It's been, I think they said, I want to say, I don't misquote me, but a very popular old school fighter. They said it's been that long. So what he did is impressive.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, it's impressive because the problem is this, man. We haven't had a really good fighter like fight in Philadelphia in a long time. So when when things like that happen, there's a big need and want in the boxing community in Philadelphia for something to happen, anything to happen. And it had to be Jaron Ennis to pull it off. Matchroom is doing an incredible job with Ennis and putting him in the right position to make sure that we bring back Philadelphia.
So, what's up with you? Obviously, you're coming off the Adrian Broner run. That was in June 7th. So you got about 3 months out the ring, in 2 days, 3 days. How much longer are you looking to stay out? I mean, are you really going to be out 6 months? Because obviously 3 months already, another 3 months to get in shape, two months to get in shape. Are we looking at 6 months out the ring or what?
Look, man, I'm looking for a big fight that can make a good move, not just financially, but for the status of boxing. Like if I walk around here calling myself the people's champion, the people's champion need to continuously fight big fights and big attractions. Now, right now, I'm the name. You know, I can't say that I have all the accolades of somebody like Jaron Ennis, but I am the only person that's actually fought a name. So it's very interesting how things are going to pan out in the future years when it comes to these negotiations. We
Wait,
need
wait,
we
wait.
need to
So
make that happen.
do you think that right now you have a better resume than Ennis because of your win over former champion Hooker and former champion Adrian Broner, and his wins are only Roman Villa and Lipinets, who's a former champion?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Whole like definitely a better resume when it comes to that. And on top of that, I have very little content on me, so it's not like I fought a whole bunch of easy tune-up fights to put me on that level. Jaron Ennis is being moved properly weak. You know, so we need to see more out of Jaron Ennis. Jaron
Why,
Ennis is a tremendous fighter though,
why do
regardless.
you think you haven't received an offer? I mean, you've literally been the most vocal when it comes to wanting to fight Ennis. You guys have had the face off. It's been on camera. There's alleged rumors of past sparring sessions. Why hasn't this fight manifested?
You'll have to ask them. You know, you'll have
I
to
mean,
ask Eddie Hearns.
I'm asking you. You also have a manager that can, contact Hearn and contact Matchroom.
Hey,
Your
man,
your team
I'm
has to do the
contacting.
job too.
Yeah, hey man, directly. I contact them directly. No, my team contact them. They're only interested if they can get me on like a late notice, like a Alexis Rocha setup. That's where I see it, and that's a problem because I want the whole show. I don't want to just like, oh yeah, let's just hurry up and throw you in there, and then and then just like throw you under the rug. No, like boxing deserves Blair the Flair at 100%, Jaron Ennis at 100%, and the promotion at 100%. Boxing deserves it, and that's how I feel about it.
What's your thoughts on obviously Eddie Hearn losing the purse bid and Jaron either has to go now maybe to Germany to defend that belt or vacate that belt and, potentially move up to 54?
I think I like no. I like let me be Moses in reverse and not let my people go. Jaron Ennis does not need to move up in weight. There are still plenty of big fights and plenty of big like cash out people that can make the fight game exciting. We still have Blair the Flair, which is probably the biggest fight that he could possibly have. He's talking about fighting we call it Terrence Crawford, but look, Blair the Flair probably sells more, if not just as good. We have Stenionis, a big tough fighter and definitely worthy of a big fight like Jaron Ennis. Look, we're talking about some pretty big fights with some very high level risk, and that's the problem. You know, so what they're trying to do is hurry up and try to cash out with the Terrence Crawford fight. You know, what I mean, with the aging Crawford that's on his way out, and he's still a terrific and big and beautiful fighter, but just not much of a seller outside of the fact that he's got terrific and amazing boxing skills. The thing is, I think we could do better. I think we can do better. I think we can do better, and I think Boots and Eddie Hearn should definitely be calling me, and it's for a reason that they weren't able to get that deal done with Top Rank and with Brian Norman, because Destiny you can't run from Destiny but for so long. I mean, what are they trying to do? They're trying to how long are they going to run? They're going to run until I get old or something? Is that what is going to have to happen? I'm going to have to be on crutches for them to fight me. Is that how it go? Are we going to do another Floyd? We're going to have to do another Floyd Manny Pacquiao fight? Is that what that is? Where we just wait until God knows when, and then people start losing interest and all kinds of crazy shit? Like, come on. I think we can do better.
Blair, you said earlier today you know how to beat a Philly fighter. Why? What do you see in Jaron Boots Ennis that makes you think you can cook this man?
Let's just put it like this. There's enough data on him. There's enough data on him. There's enough information to know exactly what I'm dealing with. And yeah, let's just put it like this. It would be predictable what's going to happen in that ring. I know how to manipulate his feet. I know how to manipulate his punches. I know how to manipulate certain things and pull certain things out of him. And then on top of that, another thing that's a really, really interesting element to the boxing game is his ego.
Okay.
His ego will fall victim for a lot of things and get him far too comfortable too fast. And for somebody like me, I mean, what's the odds? What's the odds of him hitting the deck in the first 2 rounds?
Wow.
You know, what's
that
the odds of him hitting the deck? Period. Like in the first like 1, 2.
I mean,
3,
truthfully,
4 rounds.
Truthfully, it would be plus money because the probability is low. He's demonstrated a decent chin thus far. He fought Roman Villa toe to toe, and again, Lipinets has experience. The Van Heerden fight, however long it lasted, Van Heerden is also a career welterweight. he had experience. I don't know. You put him down in the first 2 rounds, that's making a statement for sure.
I mean, that's guaranteed to happen. So like the whole thing is what happens next, because I would love to see where he is when that happens.
He's gonna have to get on the bike and box until he gets his shit together, I guess.
Okay, something's got to happen though, because the whole thing is like this. We don't know who he is after a good spanking. We don't know. We don't know who he is after an ass whooping. And it's guaranteed that it's going to happen early. With somebody like me, it's guaranteed. If he's going to get touched, he's going to get touched early and something's going to happen. He's going to go down.
So what
happens next is going to be very interesting.
I want you to just give the counter to that argument because there's obviously going to be people like, come on, Blair's clowning. Rocha cooked him. How can he possibly beat Boots?
Okay, how about this? Really? This is gonna be really fun for you guys. How about this? Alexis Rocha fight was a late notice fight with very, very little like actual training involved, and it went pretty far for what it was. Let's put it like this. Let's say that Alexis Rocha fight, I sold the fuck out of that fight, and it didn't take me long at all to pack the house completely and even have pay-per-view movement. Look, the thing is this. So you can't say I don't sell, even on a fucking late notice. Now, the whole thing is this, right? There's a couple elements to Ennis. What happens when he's faced against a mover that's moving lateral? Okay, well, we saw what happened when he faced somebody that was moving lateral and moving and touching, and he was getting hit a lot. He was crossing his feet up, doing a whole lot of funny things. What happens when people throw unorthodox punches early in the fight, and there happens to be round, he gets hit. He gets nailed really good with 1 or 2 good shots before he inevitably beats the person that was supposed to be on the canvas anyway, that was looking for a way out anyway. Like most of these fighters that he's fighting are already dead men. You know what I mean? So what happens when that element comes into play? And then the whole issue is this. What happens when he gets cracked because he's inevitably going to get cracked. He's going to get cracked early, and he's going to get cracked. So what happens when he gets hurt? Let's put it like this. My last 2 fights were against better opposition and unbelievable chins and people that have far more better like value than even myself at the time. And let's say it like this. The last 2 fights, as far away as they were and under crazy circumstances, they like I still racked up like 4 knockdowns within 2 rounds. The first 2 rounds of both fights. But like and then after that, you just unbelievably good boxing skills that will take over the whole fight completely. I take the sting out of them, and then if they want to get up and fight some more, I go ahead and beatbox them like fucking like breaking. You know what I mean? Just keep going on.
Now some would say you did get tired in the Broner fight.
Never got tired. Never got tired.
Some could say you got tired late.
The late fight, late in the fight, I wanted to play safe. There was something that I seen that I definitely don't want to come and reoccur again. You know what I mean? And what that is I'm staying poised and under control, taking the fight 1 round at a time. Never got tired ever in the fight. And the thing is, I'm touching him up the whole fight. If he hit me, I hit him like 5, 6 more times. And then the thing is, right? What happened with the Broner fight and Sean Porter? What happened to Sean Porter?
He got dropped.
He got
late,
dropped.
Yeah.
No, he got dropped real bad late. Real bad late.
I mean, it was a check hook. Come on. Real bad. It was a check hook. He fell on his butt. He got up.
Check. Look, if you saw his face, he was fucking surprised.
He was shocked, for sure. He was shocked.
Yeah, he was shocked. He was shocked. He was hit with a big shot out of nowhere. So Broner has unbelievable boxing skills and strength late in the fight.
No, for sure. He hurt Maidana. He hurt Maidana late, and I interviewed Maidana. I was there for that fight with him and Maidana. Maidana said that he was one of the hardest punches he's ever faced. So I know he has power, but you also prove you have power because Broner doesn't go down often. No. I don't know how many. I don't even remember that many people that put him down. Just Maidana, right? Did Pacquiao put him down?
There's only
Pacquiao
2 people.
Only put him down.
No, there's only 2 people. There's only 2 people that's ever put him down. Me, myself, and Maidana. You know what I mean? And not to mention, like the power and fortitude of somebody like Adrian Broner. His body was extremely strong, and his chin is granite stone. You know what I mean? Like the same punch, I knocked him down and knocked his tooth out, dislocated his fucking shoulder, broke his fucking elbow. The whole shit was the most devastating punch that in boxing. And he still got up and fought. He still got up and fought. Like that motherfucker. And then I landed the same shot 7 more times. 1 for each round almost. And this motherfucker continues to press on. He's a fucking solid champion. So, and what's the odds of somebody like Boots surviving that type of hit? I don't think he would have survived. I mean, the youth.
You gotta factor in Boots' youth. That's what Broner's lacking. Boots has what Broner doesn't have, and makes up for in experience. Boots lacks, but makes up for in youth and size. Yes. He's a big welterweight.
But then it's like this. He has youth, but he doesn't have wisdom. Broner has been in the game for sure long enough to see the very, very best that boxing ever produced, ever. You know, Manny Pacquiao is one of the greatest fighters to ever live, period. You know what I'm saying? So, like, and he fought some of the best fighters out there. You know what I mean? He survived some of the fucking most biggest ass whoopings. Like, Maidana wasn't no joke, and he hurt Maidana. You know what I mean? And Maidana fucking gave him the fucking business, and he survived it. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Like, he fought, like, the things that Broner went through, and then not to mention, we're the same fucking age. Broner got all that shit early in life. You know what I mean? Not to mention, like, this motherfucker had 3 months to prepare for me. It wasn't a late notice fight. It wasn't like no fucking like setup. You know what I mean? For Broner to lose or me to lose. It was a fucking fair fight. 3 months. 3 months of preparation. Go. You know what I'm saying? In mid-camp, he even fucking hired one of the best trainers in boxing today. Just to make sure that he wins. You know what I'm saying? And so like there's a lot of elements. And even like the fight with Hooker. Hooker came in almost a whole weight class bigger than me. And Golden Boy knew that would happen. And then check this out. Check this shit out. He had Terrence Crawford in his corner. You know what I mean? His hands were strong. When he fought Virgil Ortiz, he had a broken hand before the fight. That's why they stopped the fight. Because he broke his fucking hand. His hand was already broken before the fight. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't no late notice training camp. He was solid and ready. Everybody expected me to lose. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what more I cannot say, because the whole thing is, right, that you can stack the odds against me and like you can't predict not one fight. Nobody thought that I would knock down Broner. I mean, yeah, you might be able to expect like, okay, he might got a little bit more volume. He might be able to put together some more punches, but not on that fashion. Cause like, guess what? Broner's a fucking legend. Broner's a fucking dude that has tons of experience. You think he can't figure out a way to stop that?
For sure. Blair, we see Devin the Dream Haney looking to make a comeback this December against Liam Paro. He fought Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia leaked sparring footage of dropping you. Would you want to maybe fight a Ryan Garcia maybe before we get a Ryan Devin rematch? Would you want to fight Ryan Garcia, being
Absolutely.
he did leak some sparring?
Absolutely. If they want to fucking look, it's easy to like highlight one moment in anything. You know what I'm saying? Like if you was to really watch that whole sparring, because I got up immediately. They couldn't even drop the video fast. Like they couldn't cut the fucking video fast enough to see me stay down. You know what I mean? Like midway down, I'm already getting back up. I'm like, okay, it's time. Your ass is done. I didn't know who the fuck you were at all. I didn't know what kind of fucking skills or abilities that you have. But okay, now you got that. Now it's time to pay. You know, that's just a small clip in a very long ass whooping that happened with Ryan Garcia. And so the whole thing is, I will absolutely take that fight. It'd be very easy to go ahead and take away that one weapon versus fucking God knows how many weapons I have, and the unpredictability factor of what I can do. What's going to happen with Ryan Garcia? I mean, it's very similar to like the idea of what will happen when he faced Gervonta Davis. Do you think I don't have a left hand? What happened to the last left hand I threw? You know, let's see what happens. And I got a right hand too, and I can duck around and fucking and throw that shit without even looking. You know, and boom, Maurice Hooker like lost trying to figure out. Yo, I jabbed at him, completely missed. Where is he? Boom, on the ground. You're on the ground now. Like it's a lot of elements when it comes to me, and that's why I'm not the guy that people want to fight, even though they have no choice. Boots don't have a choice. You know what I mean? It's just like, how long is it going to take? What, you want to move up and wait for what? You chasing what? Like chasing a guy that don't want to fight you, and then eventually get called a bitch. You know what? At that point, I'll take fucking Philly back. You know what? I thought Philly was in good hands, but you know what? I'm taking Philly back. Philly's my city. Fuck you. This my city.
Oh
now.
shit! You running Philly boxing right now?
I will run Philly boxing from now on. If he can't take it,
Okay.
if he can't take the heat, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? Because I actually don't give a fuck. That's the scary part that most people can't deal with. They can't deal with this 50-50 flip.
I got one question before I get to some of the people questions before we get you out of here. Don King usually has a great relationship with the sanctioning bodies. Like, I mean, he stays with a champion. He's gotten Makabu a million shots. Milenko Noel, who I'm probably butchering his last name, he's gotten him tons of shots. Even Ian Green has gotten some regional shots. Why haven't you gotten ranked?
I don't know. So I gotta make some calls and make a whole lot of things happen, because Blair Flair deserves to be ranked top 3 in every sanctioning body, if not better than that. I'm the only person that fought a name. You got names that not fighting. You know what I mean? You got names that never fought nobody. You know what I mean? You got people that got a whole lot of backing, a whole lot of fucking hype that never fucking did shit. You know what I mean? So we need to change that. We need to change that. So it sounds like I need to be having a really good talking and doing some really good movement when it comes to sanctioning bodies to make sure that Blair the Flair is the number one fighter that everybody wants to see and the number one fighter that's ranked. You know, that's I feel like that's something that can be easily fixed. So who knows? Maybe tomorrow I'm ranked number one. I'm ranked number one in IBF. Where you at, Boots? Because what you gonna fight the guy that you fought already? You know what I mean? What's gonna happen?
That's actually who he's scheduled to fight. So we got some questions. Kansas City, Mad Bent says, how do you mentally prepare for a fight? Meditation, visualization, or both?
All of the above. All of the above. I need everything. I need prayers. I need meditation. I need visualization. I need a great game plan to break down my fighter so I know what I'm doing when I walk into the ring and not just going on autopilot like most fighters do. I need a great instructor that's keeping me poised and under control between rounds and also during rounds. I need all of those things. I need all of those things. I need a great backing between my fucking promoter. I need great backing between my management. I need great backing between people like you guys that are like the biggest influence when it comes to boxing media. Everything plays a part. So like I cannot say that I am a one-man team at all. And definitely 100% God has the final say, and that's how I became.
Rod in LA, DX or NWO?
See, I love DX. That's why I came out, and I was looking forward to doing the NWO for like a Ryan Garcia fight, or even Alexis Rocha, because I'm really like the black sheep of their promotion. You know, I'm not Mexican enough for you. Fuck you. You know what I mean? That's just what it is right now. You know what I mean? So right now I am that guy. I am that guy. But me personally, I gotta call it DX because I love that time. That was my best time. You
All
know.
right. I got G from Brooklyn. He says, what's some of the mental training you do to keep yourself sane in this crazy boxing world?
You know, words mean a lot. If I could ever tell you guys that maybe coming up in boxing and you might not even be there yet. You might not even be there yet. And let's say fuck it, you might not even believe it yet. You better fucking say it. Say it with conviction. You know what I mean? I've been talking about this fight with Boots for a long time, telling him that he's gonna get his ass whooped sooner or later. Blair the Flair is gonna break him down. So when it happens, I don't care what anybody believe, but I believe. God believed. You know what I'm saying? And you have to have these sayings in your mind that you can regurgitate consistently. Blair the Flair, the most exciting man in boxing, consistently. Blair the Flair, the number one people's champion. I've been saying that before they even made me a people's champion. Consistently. I'm not going to be stopped. Consistently. You have to say it and feel it and believe it. And it's got to be a part of who you are. It's not over. That's something that I say consistently. When I wake up in the morning and like I see this big mountain ahead of me that like I could very well die in that ring. This could be all over in a matter of an instant. It's my time. It's my year. It's my moment. It's my time. It's my year. It's my moment. It's my time. It's my year. It's my moment. I'm the best. Too fast. Too strong. Too fast. Too strong. Powerful. Too fast. Too strong. Smart. Too much. I'm ready. I can feel it. Matter of fact, while I'm saying that, I can feel like like nerves touching me all over, lighting up all around me, and I bring that attraction to me all throughout my training and my career. And like put like this, I've been through tons of layoffs, tons of like trials and tribulations in boxing. So if anybody been through it, I've been through it, and like this will be a big testimony that no matter how bad it is or how bad it gets, you can still make it.
Shout out. We got Zeno in Maryland. He says, you talk to Ann about Boots differently than other fighters at 147. It's honestly quite refreshing. If you were to beat him, would you unify or pursue the Rocha rematch first?
I would rather unify. I feel like I already proven that fight was a fluke, and that like Rocha is not on my level. I mean, matter of fact, they kind of proved it themselves with just getting knocked off with the first 50-50 he fought right after me. And then right after him, I fought an even better fighter and then beat him. Like, if that was the case, if he was so great, he should have fought fucking Maurice Hooker right after, only like a couple months after. I mean, why not? But he didn't. You know what I mean? A lot of that stuff has to do with politics that I'm not a part of, and I have nothing to do with that. So my whole thing is, I would rather move on to bigger and better things. But hey, if Golden Boy wants to fuck with me, because they already owe me a lot of money. If they want to fuck with me and I go ahead and take some more money, I don't mind taking it.
What you mean they owe you money? Because you know Canelo claimed that Oscar owed him. Then Devin came out and said Oscar hasn't paid him. What do you mean Golden Boy owes you money?
Look, I went on a 2-year layoff. You think that happened for no reason? It happened because of the contracts and stuff like that and the legalese, and the fact that I would send them paperwork, I would send them things, I will mail, I will call, I will do everything it takes to at least get this release. Because it's been over 90 days. As soon as it's over 90 days, that contract is void. We don't have an agreement anymore. Mm-hmm. So I was free. I should have been free to work with Eddie Hearns. I should have been free to work with Top Rank. I should have been free to work with pretty much anybody, even Don King. Like, you know what I mean? But I had to go through legal precautions because they thought I was just some broke nigga that didn't have shit and like no backing and no people to help me. But I made sure that I made it happen. Now, yeah, I go on a 2-year layoff, but don't worry. God's got my back. I'm going to fight the best fighter I could possibly fight right now. The fight that I've been trying to get with Golden Boy, that Golden Boy tried to stop me from getting, oh, don't worry. I got that. I'll make that happen. God's got my back. And that's kind of like how it is. Yes, they owe me some money because, look, you're not going to win no fucking no court like being negligent when you got a big-ass company that should definitely be checking your fucking mail. You know what I mean? You got a big-ass company that should have definitely been answering your phone. You got a big-ass company and you should have definitely been taking care of yourself and making sure that these fighters get what they're supposed to get. I'm not quiet. So they should have definitely known who the fuck I am. You know what I mean? Like, come on. So, you know, it's ridiculous. And me personally, I would have wished that things could have been right with me and Golden Boy, and we could have just went on to bigger and better things. Like, why not allow me to be one of their top guys? You know what I mean? And face some of the best guys. If you don't want me to attack Virgil Ortiz, tell me that and fucking move me in a different direction. Okay, Conor Ben. But regardless, I'm looking for greatness. So, like, regardless, like if I'm that guy that's looking for greatness and I can prove everything I've done all the way to this far. I mean, how many fights have they really put me in that I was supposed to lose? A lot. You know what I mean? And I've proven myself over and over and over again. And matter of fact, I captivated the Mexican audience. What more can you want from somebody like me? I wish it was better.
Me too, champ. We got some more for you. Next one is from Years of Lurking from Tampa. Blair, I'm a huge fan, but I'm here to ask the tough questions. Is it true you turned down the Brian Norman fight, which was said by Brian Norman Sr.?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't think that question is accurate because I asked Norman about fighting you, and you know he said you weren't ranked, so they couldn't give you a title shot. It would have to be a
Yeah.
voluntary.
I have to go out and do a lot of this shit myself, which is very, very frustrating. When Don King people should be on top of that, when my management should be on top of that, but I'll make sure that all of this stuff is going to be taken care of, even if it's got to be done by my hands only. I have plenty of reasons why Blair Flair is ranked number one. Period. Brian Norman, he has a terrific trainer. He has a terrific father that's doing everything he possibly can for his son. And I cannot say much but tip my hat off to how far they've gone.
Salute to you, champ. That was one of the topics in the earlier show, man. Being able to celebrate other people's success. We got James Bonitz in Atlanta that says, Blair, with all due respect, you a cool fighter. You beat AB, which is cool, in 2018. Don't lose anytime soon, because Brian Norman will be used and you. Wait. Will
Used up.
use you. Oh, got you. I got you. Brian Norman will use you as a B-side next year. Atlanta got real smoke for Philly ninjas. You first, boots after, but let me not assume. Do you really want that fight with Norman Jr.?
I mean, why not? I mean, I know he's chinny. I know he's not good at certain things, certain elements to boxing. I know that he's very young. I know he's a warrior that will fight, but then that can lead him into more bigger punches, more bigger traps. I know that he's a terrific fighter, but the whole thing is he's a terrific fighter that was moved perfectly. You know what I mean? And only fought real good fights only in recent times. And facing somebody like me that has the dynamics to actually beat him. That's bigger. The dynamics are even bigger than his father, bigger than his training camp, bigger than his trainers, bigger than his fucking sparring partners. The dynamics that I have, there's almost nothing that he can actually predict. So what's going to happen? You know, of course, I look forward to fighting somebody like Brian Norman. If they make the fight happen, that'd be great. Would I be a B-side? I don't know about that. I don't know about being a B-side anymore, ever. You know what I mean? I would love a 50-50 setup. You know what I mean? But it just doesn't matter anymore. I mean, how many B-side fights have I fought already? You know? I mean, you can't steal an ass whooping. The ass whooping's coming. You can't beat a motherfucker that's been whipping your ass the whole fight. You know what I mean? And so, I don't really worry too much about that, but I'm not looking forward to a B-side against somebody top rank. You know what I mean? But I do look forward to putting on a big show for the fans and for the boxing people. Hopefully we can bring aboard new fans that never knew nothing about boxing and pull some of those guys that used to be in MMA and everything else.
I got the next one is, hey, Blair, this is Cory from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. How did it feel to beat a possible future Hall of Famer in Adrian Broner? And do you think he wasn't as good as they claim him to be?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know, Broner was definitely as good as I thought he was, if not a little bit better. You know, Broner definitely had a whole lot more in the tank than I ever thought. And he came to fight. And he was a problem the whole night that I had to solve the whole night, every round, every possibility of just simply walking through him was taken away, and that's due to his amount of experience. I mean, I'm walking in there with less than 16 fights of experience. And I'm up against a giant. And guess what? He's not old. We're the same age. So he's not dusty. He's not dusty if I'm not dusty. Something's up. You know what I mean? The only element that made it a little bit different when it came to the dynamics of me and him fighting is the fact that he has been around. He does have a whole lot of fights. He does have a whole lot of content. He has a whole lot of fights where he wins. He has a whole lot of fights when he loses. He has a whole lot of fights of what happens before the fight during the fight, after the fight, all of it. There's a whole lot of content on who exactly Adrian Broner is. The problem is, y'all don't know who the fuck I am. You really don't know how good I really am, and there's a reason. And there's a reason why people like Boots don't jump up to say, "Yeah, let's fight right now." No, because I am a problem, and I've always been a problem. But the thing is, as long as they can quiet me and keep me in my nice little private space of nowhere, then they feel like they're somewhat comfortable with not seeing me. But Blair the Flair speaks. Blair the Flair talks. Blair the Flair walks. Blair the Flair makes sure that these fights happen. And guess what? Even when you're not by my side, God is still there. So God is going to make sure that the fight happens regardless. There's going to be times where people are going to run out of options. AB ran out of options. I've been chasing this motherfucker for years. But guess what? He run out of options, then guess what? He has to face Blair the Flair. Boots, he's going to run out of options. And eventually he's going to fight Blair the Flair. No matter what happens, I'm still going to be good. I'm still going to be young. I'm still going to be fresh and ready to go because I don't have a whole lot of damage from fighting a whole bunch of fights that wasn't useful to getting me to where I am. You know, so it's all about the dynamics of God, and we have to leave it as that. But one thing I definitely gotta say, we on the boxing voice, baby. What's up? I feel good.
Let's go.
We here,
Yeah.
we here, baby.
I got some more for you. I got Sony in Cincinnati. He says, "What's up, Blair? This is Sony from Cincinnati. I've always been a fan, although I have family ties to Adrian Broner. So I was rooting for him, but you have an unbelievable glow." Pause. For the camera, a suggestion I have is Deontay Wilder used to be a regular here on the Boxing Voice to come and talk boxing and answer boxing fans' questions. You have the personality for it. Plus, it'll keep you on screen and relevant while your team irons out the BS of negotiations.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Sony. Shout out to Sony. And look, regardless, I know you have big ties with AB. Go ahead and hop on board of the Blair the Flair train because, like, look, man, I'm doing this all in his name too. Because to tell you the truth, I'm the monster that he created. You know what I mean? He came, he did it right. He did it before me, and I'm the monster that he created. I'm the monster he made. You know what I mean? So I give nothing but credit and respect to AB. And look, at the end of the day, out of all the people from the yesterday's era of like Al Heyman and all that stuff, they're not really jumping up to fight like a young, hungry fighter like myself, like Boots, like Ben, like any of them. You know, so I like one thing I have to do is give credit where credit's due. And AB was not a pushover. He was there all night long. You know what I mean? And getting off sometimes, you know, catching me in certain areas and teaching me how to be a better fighter.
Jerry Soriano, your lender for life in Bogota, Colombia. You seem like such a marketable product, ready for all the smoke. In your honest assessment, why can't you stick with a top promoter and get the big fights? And are you available to fight under the Turkey Al Sheikh banner?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And one of the biggest reasons why promotions and all this other stuff kind of like plays an element is because the things that are actually killing boxing. Racism is killing boxing. Politics is killing boxing. The business world stepping their dirty hands and dirty feet onto boxing soil and boxing business and things like that. There's a whole lot of elements to boxing. The idea of Floyd Mayweather, just the very idea of Floyd Mayweather boasting about numbers instead of boasting about greatness. You know what I mean? Waiting for fighters to be well outdated before they finally fight and things like that, and playing the business game. And then a whole lot of young fighters trying to do the same. It hurt boxing tremendously, and it put a position where like somebody like me is very, very hard for me to do. It's hard for me to just go out there and just go ahead and prove to you guys I'm the best. You know what I mean? Because like they throw a whole lot of roadblocks in the midst of that to stop you from being great because they already have their guys. Like Golden Boy have their guy with Alexis Rocha and Virgil Ortiz. Then they protect them so much that like it's kind of ridiculous, you know. And then like then you have the whole idea with Matchroom, but then they have their guys. They have their guys that they protect. It's funny how like we're sitting here talking about how we can't find a fight for Jaron Ennis, but then Connor Ben is on the exact same banner and nobody's talking about it, and not even them. You know, it's a politic game, and the one person that breaks all politics, that's a marketable character that can captivate a much wide audience of people, that breaks the rules of racism, breaks the rules of politics, breaks the rules of business, breaks the rules of everything, and that's not easily controlled, is Blair the Flair. So that becomes an element. So it's a shame that like the promoters and matchmakers and managements of promotional companies want to stop people from seeing a great fight and from seeing like great fighters like myself rise to a position of power. Um, I know they have their reasons, but also we should have our reasons to keep boxing great.
Couldn't have said it any better, champ. Looks like that might be. Actually, we got Ali and Dago that says, "What up, Blair? Do you want to avenge your only loss to Rocha at some point, and are you looking for a title shot down the line?" You kind of answered both of those. You said you feel like you've moved on to bigger and better things, and obviously you want a title shot. But do you want to add anything to that?
Um, I don't mind. I don't mind going ahead and erasing that loss, but I think that people need to see that loss. You know, I think that people need to see that loss in my career. People need to see the trials and tribulations of boxing and the trials and tribulations of a boxing career. Because the whole idea of perfection has been like this thing that's been like a fad, and it's not what makes boxing great. What makes boxing great is the measure of a human spirit. We get to see something very special that no other sport can actually captivate. And that's the human spirit, where a motherfucker can go through all kinds of trials and tribulations in life, but on this night, it didn't happen. On this night, things didn't go as planned. On this night, we had Shane Mosley completely eradicate and destroy Margarito. On this night, you know what I mean? On this night, Kelly Pavlik completely destroyed. You know what I mean? What's his name? Jermaine Taylor.
Jermaine Taylor.
You know what I mean? On this night, we see something special. And that's what we're looking for. That's what we're all looking for when we watch these fights. We don't want to be right. We actually want to be wrong. We want to be proven wrong. That, you know what? If he did it, I might be able to do it too. I might be able to overcome whatever trial or tribulation I'm going through. Hell, it might be just dealing with this motherfucker at work that's like, giving you a hard time. And you just pray this motherfucker quit or get another job. Like, you know what I mean? Quit or like move out of your space. There's a lot of issues that people go through, trying to battle depression, battle anxiety, battle like their fight with their loved ones and their in their marriage or whatever. And boxing is just one of those things where people get to see a person fight an actual physical fight, that they're always going through. People are going through things. So it's one of those things that's happening.
Blair, you're extremely marketable. I foresee you with a
Where's the
massive
musty energy, man? Like I'm a big fan of you, man. Like musty energy, like kill it.
Musty energy.
Chili killers.
You ain't hit me with none of that shit.
Shout out to shout out to Blaze. Say you ain't hit me with none of that. We got the last one for you. Is from Octo. I always love these questions. He says, "Greetings, champ. Who's your favorite music artist? And give me one good movie I should watch."
My favorite what music artist?
Yes.
My favorite music artist. My favorite music artist. Man, probably. Man, if I had to say the best music artist, it'd probably be Bob Marley.
Mm.
You know what I mean? If it was the best music artist, you know what I mean? But then like I got a lot of other artists that I love, like truly. But if I had to say what was the best music artist, I would definitely have to say Bob Marley is probably one of the best music artists.
What do
Yeah.
you have a Bob Marley song that you run to?
No woman, no cry. I'm not even a woman, but I feel it. You know what I'm saying?
And the second part of that is one good movie. Give one good movie recommendation people should watch. What movie would you recommend for people to watch?
The best movie I've ever seen. The best movie I've ever seen is a movie called Slumdog Millionaire.
Okay.
And out of the million to one odds, a man goes on the show that is a complete slumdog, just a slumdog that's not supposed to be nothing, not supposed to know nothing, but yet he knows these answers to these questions. And it's only through the grace of God it was meant to be. It's a movie that captivates like the idea that like no matter what's going on, God's got a plan for you. And that was a special movie that really touched my spirit.
We got IVS from the DMV. Blair, did you used to pray for times like this to shine like this?
Yep. Every single time. Just like Meek, babe. I used to pray for time like this. To rhyme like that. You know? Like,
that triggered me, right? So I've been having a conversation with the audience for some days now, so I want to ask you one question. When you decided you wanted to be a fighter, whether you were a kid or you were already, an amateur, when you would dream at night, I'm going to be a world champion, where did you envision yourself fighting?
I envision myself fighting. That's a good one. Well, I always wanted to fight at the Garden.
Thank you. New York City.
Yeah, in New York City.
Any other dreams? And where else?
Honestly, like a lot of my dreams came to fruition when it came to fighting in the MGM. I might not have been the main event, but I was the main attraction.
And that's obviously Las Vegas.
Yeah, Las Vegas with the MGM Grand underneath the Canelo card. That was a dream come true. Fighting Broner was a dream come true. Even the publicity, the whole thing was just a big show that was really just me living my fantasies, living my reality. And how I got into boxing was really in the depths of despair. I got into boxing in the depths of despair. Like honestly, dude, I was a reckless kid trying to find ways to kill myself. I'm a cartel kid that's just trying to figure out ways to get in this shit and ways to like get myself out of there. If I gotta go, I might as well go my way. Like why wait for dudes to pull up and gun us down? You know what I'm saying? I'm honest, like it got to that point because I don't have an identity. Like everything in my past doesn't exist. Everything in my future doesn't exist. And my present, I'm a nobody. I'm in limbo, and it doesn't, and I don't know how long or even if I'll survive it, So in that particular moment, I came to this realization that I could die right now, right the fuck now. I never existed. So when I went to that, when I found myself in that position mentally, I was like, you know what? What's the most reckless shit I can get into, man? What's the most reckless shit I can get into? You know what? I got a great idea. Boxing. You know, and I'm talking to my friend Rodney, like, yo, man, you know what? We should go to a boxing gym. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to spar on the first day. I'm going to have my first fight in 2 weeks. I'm going to take this shit all the way right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's how it was, you know, and like, it didn't kill me. I got better and better, you know, like the first sparring session, the first person, I downed that dude. And then the second person on the first day, I got my ass handed. Hard, beat, bad. Came back the next day. Black eyes and all. Kept coming back. Like, if you motherfuckers don't kill me, man, I'm gonna keep coming. You know what I'm saying? And eventually I got big, I got better. You know what I mean? It wasn't until I got into the depths of poverty and real oppression that I saw what was going on with my people in Philadelphia. You know, because I was like, I'm the kid that like with the family that made it out. You know what I mean? Like people only talk about shit that we actually did. You know what I mean? Rick Ross only talk about the shit that we actually was. You know what I'm saying? And like, so the whole thing is like, I never really understood the whole dynamics of poverty and real oppression like that's going on with my people. You know what I mean? So when I came back, I came back with nothing, with nobody and nothing in Philly. I didn't have a whole bunch of family members to protect me like fucking Ennis. I didn't have a whole bunch of like things to protect me and guide me. I was out there by myself. You know what I mean? And starting all the way over from scratch. And when I saw what was going on with the people in Philadelphia, I made it my duty to be great and do something, be able to put myself in a position to do something for my people, that's actually in real oppression, that's dealing with they're dealing with a society that's actually set up, constructed to kill them. We're over here bitching about fucking the Jews. You know what I mean? And we're not even sure if they're the real Jews. You know what I mean? They could be just the Philistines. But let's move on. We're talking about the Jews that went through like a very, very small season of craziness with Adolf Hitler. But there are black people that are still in concentration camps. You know, there's something that's got to give. That gave me the fuel and the purpose to never give up. Because I can't allow my children and my children's friends and my children's children to live in that type of circumstance. I have to do something about it.
Well, champ, those are all the questions. Actually, one slid in from the Axiom. He says, ask Blair, would he go up to fight Thurman at 154? That's the great matchup. The press conference would be legendary. And I guess he's only saying 54 because Thurman's last fight was scheduled to be at 54 versus Zoo until he got injured.
Yeah, I would say do a catch weight. You know what I mean? Make 47. You was a great champion at 47. But if you can't completely at all make 47, we'll do 150. 150. You know what I'm saying? Let's not go to 54. Let's go 150. And that'll be a fair fight. I would love to get that fight with Keith Thurman. I don't know why it's not made right now. I've made calls, I made things, I made provisions, and I've definitely proven myself to be a good fighter that will actually sell. It would be a major sell. It would be a major pay-per-view. And matter of fact, it'd probably be a better sell than anybody else that he could fight. So why not make it happen? It would be the issue. And then guess what? He says, well, you got to be signed by Al Heyman. I'm pretty sure we can get around that. But because when money's on the line, we make all kinds of crazy things happen. I mean, Tyson Fury fought Wilder, you know, and all that stuff. So I would love to see that happen. I don't know if it will, but shout out to the Boxing Voice. I gotta say, you guys, I'm thankful to be here, and I'm thankful to be alive right now, living this moment.
Appreciate you, Blair. The Flair Cobbs. Thank you for coming on. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Blair the Flair Cobbs. Appreciate him jumping on the show. Phone line still open.